Geminis, this is your general tarot for March 2019. If any of these messages are validated or resonate for you, do let me know. Comments, email, social media, whatever you prefer. If they don't resonate, just remember that these readings are general. You can book a private reading with me. My links for all social media, etc. will be in the description box below. Okay. See what we have for Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising. Gemini, Sun, Moon and Rising. Ooh-wee. Okay. Okay, Gemini. Okay, what have we got here? Okay, for some of you, you're involved in a bit of a situation this month where there's multiple people involved in this scenario, but you feel like there's somebody in the midst that doesn't have your back the same way that you've had their back. Whatever this situation is, I feel like this might be a family situation, but there's also friendship, like a friend involved. And it's almost like the family is siding with the friend. Whatever this situation is. And I feel like you may be wrong in this situation and you are aware of that. And you've acknowledged that. But it's almost like your family has still sided with your friend in whatever this situation is. There is resolution here. You can fix this problem. And I mean, I get that you have already apologized for the fact that you've made an incorrect judgment call. But whatever this situation is, it's quite big. Like, it's a big deal. So you are going to really have to work towards fixing this. You're sort of going to have to go a bit above and beyond here. It's not going to be as simple as simply saying sorry. Let's see. What else have we got here? Thank you. Some of you, whatever it is to do with this situation, for some of you, some in this situation involved here have sort of tolerated your shitty attitude about whatever this is, and that's kind of why they've sided with your friend as opposed to sticking with you on this, because this is a family situation, and you're kind of like loyalty, like where's my loyalty? But at the same time, they're not doing this so much as to like shun you. They're doing it to make you realize that, like, how wrong you've been about whatever this situation is, and they need to like shock you in some way to have you realize this for yourself, and that's how they're doing it. So in getting over this, you really need to put the ego aside with this situation and not look at this family member or family members that have sided with your friend as doing it to hurt you. They're doing it to teach you something. Like, there's a lesson to be learned here, and you're not seeing it clearly enough, and you think that whatever this shitty thing is that you've done, it's like you think that you can just say sorry and it should be all good, but it's not going to be like that. You're really going to have to prove that you're remorseful. For some of you, there's some real negative energy coming into your aura. There's a real need here, like, to protect yourself, protection meditations. And this has been a theme. I think this is the third reading now that this has come up. I think Mercury, anyway, there's a real need here in March for some of you guys to protect yourself. You're going to know when you need to do this, because the negative energy is going to impact you sort of out of the blue. It's like one day you're fine, the next day out of nowhere you just feel shit house. So spiritual baths, you know, salt baths, crystal baths, get in the water, head under the water, protection meditations, sage, smudging. Look up what you need to do to protect yourself. You'll know that this is, if this is referring to you, so definitely do that. Some of you need to be careful walking around at night. I see, okay, it's like you're coming home from work, and some of you have to walk a little bit of a ways, either to get to a bus stop or whatever. Just be mindful. Stay aware, pay attention to what's around you. Again, keep up those protections coming into March, and for March, just keep up those protections is what I'm hearing. Some of you are really, it's like you're doubting yourself, and everybody else can see that you're more than capable of whatever this scenario is that you think that you can't do. You're more than capable of doing it, but there's a lot of self-doubt. You're doubting your ability here, and for some of you, you really want to isolate yourself from a certain situation or certain people for the month of March. Like, some of you have been through some shit, and it's just like, I need to not be near anybody for a while. And that's totally fine if that's what you feel you need to do. Just be mindful of not letting it linger on for too long. Don't get stuck in that stagnant energy. Take the time out that you need, but still be active in your isolated environment. You know, don't just mope about all day. Try and stay active. Do some self-care activities. You know, don't just lay in bed and watch TV all day long. Do some meditation, do some exercise, go for a walk. You know, be active in your need to go within. Some of you are going to be starting up a new project in March. This is this, or a new hobby. Okay, they're showing me birds. Some of you are getting birds, or a bird, or there's birds bugging you. Something to do with birds. I don't know. It ain't me. Some of you are going to be taking pleasure in March in the finer things in life. I see for some of you spa dates, mini vacays, you know, just taking a bit of time for yourself, pampering. For some of you, you can expect this to come through as a surprise or a gift from somebody. Perhaps as a birthday present. But you're going to be spending, for a lot of you, you're going to be spending a lot of time in March working on yourself, working within yourself. Excuse me. For some of you in March, it's going to feel like there's a definite energy shift. The energy in your reality is going to become much more abundant. There's some of you who have been doing spell work and really like wishful spell work, and really putting intent into these rituals. For some of you, that's going to be coming back in for you strong in March. Some of you are going to have money coming in March as well. I feel like a lot of this is to do with manifestation. So for those of you that are practicing this, definitely keep working on it, because March has the potential to be quite abundant for a lot of you. Some of you have been through a bit of a rough patch health-wise. You're going to be receiving some good news come March about this. I feel like some of you, you've gone for like a mammogram, and the first report back wasn't that great, but the second report back, it's not going to be as severe a situation as first thought. Nowhere near as dire as first thought. You're still going to worry about this, the results coming back from this, but I do see that it's going to be a clear result, and not as severe as first you first thought. Some of you are fearful of the fact that you are going to have to make some sort of compromise, and it's a compromise that you don't want to make. It's like you've got two choices to choose between, and you've got the blinkers onto both of them. You don't want to deal, because whichever decision it is that you have to make, you don't want to make it. It doesn't work. In your eyes, it's not going to work out well for you. For some of you, this is to do with the outlay of money. So whatever decision it is that you make, it's going to cost you financially in some shape or form. I don't think it's going to be as severe, again, similar, as you think it was going to be, but it is going to put a bit of a hole in your pocket for a little while. Some of you are in a relationship that's been going along for some time now, and it's getting to the point where you need to make a decision and let this person know what it is that you want to do. There's definite commitment issues here for some of you. You know what you want to do, but you're afraid. You're afraid to commit to the situation. And you're afraid because of the fear of what you think is the inevitable, that all relationships have failure, that there won't be a happy ending, there won't be a good end result. And if you're going to think that before you even take the chance to go into it, then yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. You need to look at this positively. Forget about what's coming up ahead. Be in the present moment. Definitely try and let go of some of that junk that you've been clinging on to, and those ideals. You've got some really idealistic like values and morals when it comes to relationships, and it's almost like you put your partner up on this massive pedestal of what you expect them to bring to the relationship, and you're not even skimming the surface yourself. And for the most part, when the relationship breaks down, you look at it like, see, told you, knew it was going to happen, when really you've done this, like you've been the cause for why it hasn't worked out. It's got nothing to do with the other person. They've tried to meet your expectations, but they're just too high and unrealistic. Some of you definitely need to work on that and look at past influences, past emotions, past issues that you've been clinging on to for too long that have formed these irrational thoughts and expectations when it comes to relationships. Okay. Some of you really can't see the positives right now. It's almost like, for some of you, you've just recently received some sort of abundance, whether it's financial, possession, whatever. You've won something, and it's like you're keeping it in. You don't want anybody else to know. You don't want to share it with anybody else. And it's really holding you back, and it's really getting you into the mindset of just almost trickery, like, and you're starting, just from the act of this, you're starting to really see yourself differently, like you're not the person that you thought you were. What is that? Let me see. Okay, it's not that you're holding on to it for any whatever this is, you're keeping it from particular people, because you're anticipating, okay, you've got something that's not for you. It's for somebody else, but it's ended up, it's like you're keeping it safe until this person returns home. And it's making you have to lie, and almost manipulate people, because no one's supposed to know that whatever this is, you have it. This is a family situation, whoever this is for. I feel that when this person comes back and they get whatever this thing is, like, it's going to be known that you did lie to everybody, and it's going to send a few ripples through some of the relationships you've had with certain people in the family. They are saying that, okay, they're showing me that what it is that you're holding on to here, and you're not doing it from a negative point of view. That was the first initially thought. It's causing negativity in your environment, and in your state of mind, and in your person, because it's sort of like you're having to do these things and they go completely out of character. You're not somebody that lies. You pride yourself on honesty. But in order to protect this person and this situation, you're having to go against a lot of what you believe in order to do the right thing. they're just saying just have persistence with this. It's not going to go on forever. It is going to reflect back onto you, but I think once it's explained why this has had to have been done in this particular way, the emotions around the situation will simmer down. There are going to be a few that are going to view you differently for carrying out whatever this is, but within you feel that you've made the right decision and you've done the right thing. So even though you've had to go against some of who you are and what you believe, for you, you're going to feel at the end of this that your morals are still intact, because you've done it from a place of love and from a good place. So still be confident in being able to stand, be rest assured, be assured in that. Yeah, first. Oh, okay. Some of you are going to have to work on your multitasking skills in March. There's going to be a lot show up for you, and this isn't a bad thing. This is social stuff. So you so some of you have a large friendship group, and everybody's going to want to have a piece of the cake. For some of you, you've planned like a getaway, like a birthday getaway with a large group of people. And while you've gone into this thinking that it's going to be a great experience, and it 100% is going to be, everybody's going to want a bit of your time. So try and be mindful of that. Work out ways that you can still do everything that you want to do and spend time with those that you want to spend time with as well. But try and make sure that you spend, whatever the situation is, it's like there's somebody there that gets the shits because they're not getting to spend the time with you that they wanted to. I feel like this person might have had something to do with the organisation of this trip. And they feel a little bit, they're trying to not make a big deal of it because it's obviously your trip for you, but they're going to feel a little bit left down. So just be mindful of that. Some of you are going to have a few different family commitments to contend with in March. Some are going to find this overwhelming because you've also got a lot on in terms of work and your own social life. So you are going to have to do a little bit of a juggling act, which, like, if anybody can handle that, who can handle that the most? It's got to be a Gemini. But at the same time, you're going to have to, some of you are going to have to use some of those powers of persuasion that you guys possess in order to not so much manipulate, but manipulate some of the people and some of the events and occasions, because you're not going to be able to do everything. Your plate's very full. Some of you, some of you are going to have new love come in, and this is going to be big. Like, this is big love. This is like soulmate energy, twin flame energy. Some of you are in this energy already, but it's only just new, and it's really going to burst in come March. Let me just have a quick little, what's this? New energy for Gemini, March. What's this new Gemini? Some of you have just come out of a relationship, so you're a little bit hesitant to pursue this any further because it does pop up so quickly that you're almost like, and some of you have like children to a previous relationship. So when this new love comes in, and it comes in, it's like it's blatantly obvious. It's like love at first sight. You meet this person and you're just like, okay, this is something that I need to do, and that's going to scare the shit out of you. Not all of you, but some of you. Just go with it. Like, whoever this person is, if you feel that connection straight away, just roll with it. They're saying, like, whoever this person is, for some of you, it's going to be like, they're going to be an understanding energy. They're going to be great with compromise. They're going to adapt to your like almost bipolar energy levels. So this is going to be a good thing for you. For some of you, this energy that's coming in, it's going to be very lustful. Like you don't come out of the bedroom lustful. And you're almost going to be taken aback by how attractive you find this person, and they find you equally as attractive. So it's just like, you know, rockets, literal rockets. Okay, sure. Gemini. Ooh, lordy. Oh, we've had some cards come out. What? For some of you, this energy that comes in, like they're literally going to sweep you off your feet. This has the potential to evolve quite quickly, this relationship quite quickly. And you might have been someone, I mean, you'll go off a whim. You're sort of like, you know, roll with the flow normally. But for some of you, this is going to evolve into marriage really quite quickly. And it's going to shock your friends. It's going to shock your the world around you, your environment, and like tongues are going to be wagging because this is out of character for you. For some of you, this happens so quickly that perhaps some of friends and family haven't even met this person, and it's like they haven't even met this person and you're sending out wedding invitations. Just go with it. Like, if you've got the good vibes from it, then why not? But just know that there's going to be a bit of backlash, a bit of backstabbing involved with this situation, because, you know, anytime anybody does something that's a little bit out of whack with their normal behaviour, people are going to be talking. Okay guys, that's it for you for March. Do you like this video? Leave me a comment, reach out via my socials. I hope you've been able to take some messages from this reading, and I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Okay, thanks, bye.